Good afternoon, grade 10s. Today we are continuing with our web design and we'll mainly be focusing on how to add a horizontal line where we are going to set the size, the width, and also the color of our horizontal line or a horizontal ruler. And then we'll also look at how to add the image or picture tags. Right, so I am going to open the web page that we created on the previous video so that we continue from it. Right, so I'm just gonna minimize. Right, so as you can see, here is the web page that we created yesterday. So what we're gonna do is, because it's already here, we don't have to open a new notepad. You can just continue editing using the very same file. So what you're gonna do is you click on the file, you right click, and then you select edit with notepad plus plus. There you go. So this is how the notepad looks like. Let me just zoom a little bit. There you go. So just to recap, yesterday we added the background color. We also added heading 1 and also some formatting tags such as making the heading 1 bold, italic, and also underline it. Right. So a little recap on the HTML tag sheet. Here it is. This is how it looks like. And then we will be working with the horizontal line, the HR tag. I'm just gonna highlight it in yellow so that you can see, and also the image tag. There you go. Right, so we are going to add a horizontal line in our web page first, and then we also set the size of our horizontal line, and also we set the color of our horizontal line using the HTML tags. Right, I will return to the notepad. Okay, so remember that we added this heading, and then just to confirm, let me just go and open so that you can see how the web page actually looks like before I start with the horizontal line. So I'm just gonna minimize this and then return to the screen. Here is our web page. I'm just gonna double click on it so that you can see. So it had a dark green color. There's our heading, and then it's also underlined, but we can again underline again by using a horizontal line, but not only underline the heading, but insert a line that will move across the web page. Right, let me return to the notepad. There we go. So I don't like the dark green. I'm gonna remove that color first. I'll return back to pink. Okay, I'm gonna add the color pink, and then I'm gonna add the horizontal line. Okay, so we are going to use the HR tag. So it will be HR. As you can see, it's a horizontal ruler, which will then insert a horizontal line. And when you use that, when you use it just like this by inserting the tag, it will only insert a horizontal line. But then if you want to add some formatting on it, such as setting the size of that particular horizontal line and the color, you'll then have to include the tag attributes such as the size and the color. There you go. Right, so I will return back to the notepad so that you can see how the tag will look like without the attributes. So there is the tag to add the horizontal line. You will save and then return to your web page. When you get there, you just have to refresh, and then remember I have changed the color from dark green to pink. There's our horizontal line. It doesn't look that very much clear, so we can just add some color on it and also increase its size. Right, so there's the horizontal line. I will return to the notepad, and then we then add the attributes to it. So remember the first attribute we said it's the size. So we are going to set our horizontal line to 5. That will be the size. And then another attribute that we want to add is the color. We are going to set the color for our horizontal line to black, And another thing that you should remember when you are working with your tags is that the attribute color, it doesn't have the letter U in it, so it doesn't use the standard English words dictionary that we know with the letter U in it. So it's this word color without the letter U. So now that we've added the attribute size and the color, so we are saying that our horizontal line should have the size of 5 and also the color black. As you have seen, after saving, it didn't look that much clear. So now after adding the size on it and also the color, it should look a little bit clear. Right, so I am now going to save the changes and then return to the web page. So now that I'm here, as I've indicated to you on the previous video, you don't have to keep on opening and closing. You can leave the web page open, and after making the changes on the notepad and saving the changes, you then have to come back here and just refresh. So we are now going to refresh, and then we see if the changes made will reflect. There you go. So now you can see even the line is much clearer now that we have set the size to 5, and also you can see that the color is black, and that's how you add a horizontal line. Okay, now we are moving to adding the picture. Right, so when you want to add the picture, you make use of the image source tags. As you can see, the tag to add the image is img src, and then on the name section, that's where you will insert the name of that particular picture that you want to add. Right, so I will return to the web page and to the notepad. Pardon me. I return to the notepad, and then we insert the picture image. Right, so this picture of ours, we just don't want it anywhere. Before we add the picture, let's have a heading for this particular picture. So we are going to add the tag for heading 2, and then our tag will be pictures for fun. Pictures for fun. And then remember, every time when you open the tag, you must close it. Right, so this will be our heading 2 after the horizontal line. Now let's add the image, but before I do that, let me check if I have images here. Or let me just go and download an image. Right, I will download an image. Okay, let's look for a cat image. Right, so it'll just be a cat, not the subject, but the actual animal. Okay, not a robot. Right. Okay, we have some cats here. Let's open the images. Okay, so that we can download one. I like this one. It looks cute. There it is. So I am going to download this picture. So you right click on it, and then you click on save image as. So here it says download one. I'm gonna rename it to cat. I'm gonna rename it cat, and I'm gonna leave it let me save it on the desktop, since my web page is also saved on the desktop. Right, save. There you go. And then I'm going to close that and return to the notepad. Right, so now let's insert our image. Okay, open tag img src equals to. Right, now it is very, very important for you to check where you have saved your picture, because for your picture to show or appear on the web page, they should be in the same location or in the same folder as your web page file. So as you can see, I have saved that picture on the desktop, because even my web page is on the desktop. Right, let's look for the picture. There it is. There you go. And another thing, you need to check the file type of the picture, because when you insert the images on a web page, you need to also indicate the file extension of that particular image. Right, so what I'm going to do is you have to click on the picture, you right click, and then you go to the properties of that particular image, and then now you check the type of file. As you can see, this is a JPG file, meaning the file extension of this picture will be .jpg, meaning on the name section, when you are adding the image tag, you will write the name of the picture. In this case, it will be cat, and then the file extension, it will be .jpg. Right, then I'm just gonna cancel and return back to the notepad now that we have confirmed. And again, you check the caps of the name of that particular image. So as you can see, the renaming of this image is in small caps, so it means when you type the name of the file as well, it should be in small caps. When you type in capital letters, it might not detect the image. Right, I will return to the notepad so that we can add our image. So the name of the picture, it's cat. Remember, the file extension was JPG, so it means it's going to be cat.jpg. Right, and then we close the quotation, and then you close the tag. Right, so I am going to save the changes so that we can go and check if our heading 2 appears, and also if the image is appearing on the web page. Right, there you go. Remember, we are just going to refresh and check if the changes were applied. There you go. We have our heading 2 pictures for fun, and we also have our cat picture appearing on the web page. Right, let's go and work on the attributes of this particular picture. So as you can see from the HTML text sheet, you can align this picture, whether you want it on the left hand side of the web page, on the right hand side, or even in the middle or the center. You can also set the width or the height of this particular picture. You can also include the alternative text, which is the alt tag, which will be the words that will display when the mouse hovers over the image or when the image is not found. Right, so we are now going to add these attributes so that you can see how it works with the picture. Right, so as you can see, the alignment tag, the one that aligns the picture either to the left or the right, it is before the picture tag. It is before the picture tag. So right now I cannot see it, but I will type it for you. I can't see the picture aligned, but let me do it for you on the notepad so that you can see how the tag looks like. Right, okay, so as you can see, we already have the picture tag. We just want to align the image, right? So you will start before the image and then you add the alignment text. So since this is a picture, it will be open tag P align. We want to align this picture. Where are we going to align the picture? We're going to align the picture in the middle of the web page. So the tag for that is the word center, and you need to verify or check the spelling of the word center, since this one, the spelling is CENTER, so the E comes before the R, not the other way around. Right, so we align it. That is the tag for aligning the picture. So remember, this is an open tag, right? Remember, as I have mentioned since we started, every time when you open the tag, you need to close it. There you go. I have opened the picture align tag. It means at the end of the picture, I must then close the alignment of the picture. I am closing the picture align. There you go. And then now we can save and then check if the changes were applied. I will return to the web page and then I will refresh. There you go. So it means the tag of aligning the picture to the middle of the web page worked, right? This picture looks very, very small, not pleasing to the eye. So let's also go and set the picture height and the picture width, right? As you can see, here are the attributes for that. Right, let me return to the notepad and then we set it. So for this one, because the picture height and the picture size and the picture border forms part of the image tag, it means we are then now going to add the attribute within the image tag, right? Inside the image tag. That's where you're going to add the attribute for this particular image. So right here, after the file extension of that image, you are going to space and then you start adding your picture attributes. So we're going to start with the height of this picture and then we are going to make it 500. And then let's set the width as well. Right, let's make it 500 by 500. There you go. So as you can see, I'm not opening any tag, I'm not closing any tag, I'm merely just adding the attribute to what? To the image tag. Right, we are going to save and check if the changes were applied to the picture. Okay, save the changes, return to the web page, refresh. There you go. Not big, but this is how 500 by 500 looks like, right? And then as you can see, there are no borders around, there's no border line around the picture. We can add that as well. So let's go back and check the attribute. There you go. Again, I can't see the border. Oh, there it is. There is the border attribute, right? So this again forms part of the picture tag, meaning we are going to do it inside the image source tag, meaning we don't have to open another tag. So we are going to set the border of that picture. Let's make it 7 and see how it'll look like, right? So it means after the width, that's where we're now going to space and then we add the size of the border. For our picture, we are going to make it 7. There you go. Again, I'm not opening any tag, I'm not closing any tag, I am adding the attributes to the image tag. You will save, return back to your web page. You will then refresh. As you can see, there is the black border around our picture, right? That is all for today. See you next time and thank you for watching. Bye.